Thanks for joining the HomeMatters podcast with Eric and Gina Boggs, where they lead authentic, raw discussions about marriage, family life, kids, intimacy, and sex from a biblical perspective. Now here's your host, Eric and Gina Boggs.
All right, HomeMatters podcast number 41. Welcome.
So glad you're joining us today.
That's right.
Maybe early in the morning.
Never know.
5 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Maybe you've been sitting there for the last 30 minutes waiting on
Just
5
waiting.
to hit.
Just waiting.
So you could pull the latest podcast.
Well, I can't say that I was doing that.
Well, it's early this morning. We're doing it live, aren't we?
Oh,
We're joining you at 5 a.m.
Sorry.
Not quite.
No, not quite.
We are glad you're with us, though.
My voice would be really raspy at 5 a.m. in the morning, I think.
Whatever time of day it is, we're glad you're here. And we're going to talk some today about marriage and the things you have sometime we call hiccups.
Yeah, just little things.
Little issues,
right?
yeah.
Little something.
You know, we're glass half full most of the time. We're glass half full people.
That's right.
We look for the optimistic kind of perspective, and we do believe that you can live life.
Try to all the time. That's right.
You don't have to look for all that's wrong, but you do have stuff, right?
That's right. Well, every marriage, I think our last podcast, we focused on conflict a little bit, but we're just talking about just little things. You know, they're just struggles. They're just issues, problems, challenges, attitudes, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Yep. And the thing is those little things can become major deals.
That's right.
You know, in the book of Job had all kind of trouble, you know. Mm-hmm. And the Bible says that he was just a few days old. He said this. He said, man, it's just a few days and full of trouble.
And full of trouble. That's right. And then when you add a spouse to
Job
that,
is such a negative Nancy. I mean, come on, Job.
Well.
No, but he had some stuff happen.
Yeah, and then when you get married, you got double stuff, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But again, we want to talk a little bit about just making it through that, right? Making it through times.
Because you can. That's the purpose today. Told Eric when we were kind of going over podcasts, I just really felt like this one, we just want to encourage you. Maybe you're out there and you're just kind of caught in some of those little aggravating moments or stuff going on, and we just want to encourage you today. You can make it.
We have those.
Yeah, we do.
What are ours?
What are our little issues?
What are our little issues? When do we get aggravated? What do you get aggravated with?
Well, is this podcast about me?
We're going to do some therapy with you right here on the air.
Okay, therapy.
No, really, I mean, think about it. Think about us for a minute. What do we have challenges with? What are the places that we kind of get aggravated or have disagreements? What do those deal with?
Well, I think now this far in, we still have those. That's not what I'm saying. But a lot of the things that were so huge years ago, we laugh at them. Like the fact that he doesn't listen to me. Any ladies out there?
I do listen. I do better. The reason that's not an issue is because I've improved so drastically.
Can you tell we have a problem with this?
Yeah.
No. No, but now when I realize I've said something and he's not listening, I'll just stop and I'll just say, "You aren't listening, are you?" And most of the time he'll say, "No, I wasn't." And so then we just kind of laugh. And
So I used to lie about it. I'd say, "Yeah, I was listening." And she'd say, "What did I say?" Yeah, you guys that are listening out there, you know exactly how she pulls that on you. Mm-hmm. But again, I think that has improved to some degree.
Yeah, definitely.
I will stop quicker and listen. And the other part is, if I don't hear exactly what you said, you don't take that as that I don't love you.
Right. Yeah, because
it's like, you don't care enough to listen to me.
It's not that I don't feel important. Used to, I'd be like, he don't care enough to listen to what I
that's what I just said. You don't care enough to listen.
But I didn't make that same face he just made. If you're watching live, you can see that face.
But everybody, though, again, you have it. And again, whether,
it can be like the clothes on the floor or the toothbrush. That used to be a big deal for us,
That was for you, not for me. You were the one doing it wrong.
No, it was an issue for you because he thought I was doing it wrong.
It's a little stuff.
Being late, not calling, or, not answering the phone or answering a text quick as you
I'd say now, though, you look at it and just where people live, I think you got to look at this, too. Some of it may be internal, but there's a lot of external stuff that I think causes little issues in your home.
Like, what you mean?
Well, I think that the demands sometime of life and the external demands that
that's true. The busyness.
Just being time is always, everybody same amount of time every day. Everybody's always fighting that, whether it's getting kids to bed or taking care of things that need to be taken care of.
That's true.
Whether you're 1 year in or 40, you still have things that you're dealing with. And the reason I ask, I look at our own life, and, we've had plenty of hiccups. We've had plenty of little issues along the way, and, we're still here. And
thank God, right?
36 years in, and we brag about that because there are probably people out there that probably would have taken a bet that she wouldn't put up with me this long, but
if you'd seen us several of those years through that 36, you might not would have thought that we would make it through. But hey, just don't get in that place where you feel like you're the only ones, Even that marriage that you look at or that couple and you think, man, they just really got it going on. Listen, there's not a couple anywhere that doesn't just have some things sometimes. I mean, we're two very different people. Eric and I've talked about that before on podcasts. We're very different. We come from different backgrounds. We look at things different, just male and female.
Yeah.
So much different that's in the equation we have going on here.
And our purpose today, though, is to just encourage you. But probably
that's
people
right.
that listen, maybe you're dealing with something right now.
That's right. Maybe you just had a blowout before you left to go to work this morning.
Maybe just a little disagreement you've had that's been kind of ongoing. And just saying to you that, hey, you're going to have, again, you're going to have stuff. Jesus even said you're going to have trouble in this world, but you don't have to fear all the troubles. He's overcome that, and we put our faith in him. And I do believe that ultimately, as a follower of Jesus, that you die to yourself. And that is one of the big solutions to many of the problems. You say, how do we overcome? We're saying, hey, you can overcome this. You can get through it.
That's right.
I think that's the answer to that, I think, is why people would listen today and say, hey, let me try this. And I would say the first step is to come to a place that you just allow your own person, your own self to just kind of take a
back seat.
Yeah, people don't like this, but to kind of take a back seat.
You're not going to be popular. Just flipped you off right now.
Give up your right, so to speak.
Flipped you off, like turned you off is what I meant.
Yeah, but again, that is a word. Again, I don't want to be preachy today, but again, Jesus said, if you lose your life, you gain it. And that is not just something he said to just be cute with some deep philosophy of life. It is a truth that you can apply to your life.
It was just preferring one another. Yeah, and just it's not all about me, right?
Yep.
It's about us and us together, us being a team, and you have to get through those things. You can't just, as we've said before, you can't just let those things pile up because, when things are wrong here in this relationship, when things are wrong at home, it affects everything. I mean, there can be hurtful things that have happened, but even those little things, when you just live with that kind of underlying tension, or when you just kind of live with that not knowing, and the intimacy suffers, when we got little stuff going on all the time, when you live with that's just an uncomfortable, it can be a disappointing place to live in a relationship. And so we're just saying, let's do the things we can do to get past them, to get past that stuff.
So it could be letdowns or disappointments or, things that actually have hurt our feelings or, made us mad or even stuff like health.
Hurt my feelings.
Yeah, like physical health. Those things can cause little tensions in your life and in your house.
So true, man. Just exhaustion.
Yeah.
I know, when you're tired, everything's worse.
Yeah. I mean,
you're exhausted, you're tired, things hurt your feelings quicker, you're quicker to say things yourself, but just know that every couple out there, this is just something we have to deal with. I mean, we're two people, right? And you've probably heard us say it before, when two people are moving along in life.
Two bodies of mass in close proximity.
Some friction.
I learned that way back in high school in physics.
Yeah, there's going to be.
Does that impress you? Did I remember that long?
It's been a minute, hasn't
I
it?
got a elephant's brain. I'm telling you, I can remember stuff.
I'm not sure, but I think an elephant's brain's really tiny.
Is it? Well, I got an elephant's brain.
No, I'm not even sure. That could be wrong.
But again, it's
correct me out there, but
there's friction when two bodies of mass are in close proximity. There's friction, there's conflict, all that stuff. And again, what we're trying to say today is there's a place in your life that just because they're issues, it does not make your spouse a bad person.
that's good.
And again, they're not against you.
Just
More
think,
than likely,
I'm married.
they're not
terrible person.
Yeah, but again, they're probably not, trying to plan out your misery.
Exactly.
They're probably not doing a lot of the things you think they're just doing to get at you. Now, there may be some out there. I'm not saying that there are not some
hopefully not
cases out there, but hopefully not.
But we are.
If they are, you get help, right?
Yeah, human, flawed. I mean, we're going to make mistakes. You're going to have a bad day. Somebody wrote a song about that. But things are going to happen. That's all we're saying. But we want to encourage you. I don't know why I've just felt so strongly with that today. But maybe you just tuned in and you're just tired of it.
Yeah.
You're just tired. And we just want to push you and say, look, everybody goes this route. Everybody goes down this road.
So the solution is this: if we're talking to you and you've got little things going on, die to yourself.
Die to yourself.
What else?
Well, offer forgiveness. For we don't like that one either, right? We started off with two terrible ones, right? Nobody's going to like these. But die to yourself and offer forgiveness. Holding things, we can hold it forever, but it's proven that, it affects our health and everything else. So just be willing to be the heroes, the way we say it sometimes. Just offer forgiveness. You be the one to step up first and say, I offer this forgiveness. I think it's important just to realize the two have become one, right? Yeah. And we're a team. It's not me against Eric and Eric against me. Even when it feels that way in a conflict, we are a team. God's put us together. And that partnership we have, that teamwork, we have to come together as a team to really fight against whatever's coming against us.
Yeah. And again, there's so much that we can drag along in marriage. That again, you gotta forgive. You gotta die to yourself. Forgive. You gotta be willing to put the past in the past. Make sure that you're looking through through the windshield, not the rear view mirror.
Yeah,
you got all this future in front of you, and make sure you're not just focused on that little thing in the past.
What's happened in the past?
Just got to make sure that you move forward. Other things that I think about when it comes to working through things or working through issues, that these little hiccups that we have in marriage, I think you have to always play the long game. That you realize that it's not just
about
right
today.
Now. It's not just about today. That there's a process in life that you're growing together, and
it's not just about my happiness today. I think it's easy to get caught there. You say, "Well, I haven't been happy for weeks." I'm just not talking about today, but we're working for generations. For your family, your children, your grandchildren, and it's not just about what's going on today.
Yeah, when you talk about the long game, this is something that's tough for all of us. Because again, there's some things that we like to do and see immediate results.
That's true.
When it comes to this whole deal of HomeMatters, I've been thinking earlier today, the reality is we believe what we're doing. We do it for one reason, and that's to help build stronger marriages, stronger families, and ultimately affect the world, impact the world, and turn society as a whole to a place that they value what God gave us as a first institution. That's what we do it for, right?
That's right.
Because we believe it. But, the fact is that's a long haul.
Yeah, it is. That's not going to happen tomorrow.
I wish we could sit here today and every person that hears just the little things we're saying today, that, boy, you had an ultimate turnaround and all of your family tree was fixed and everything was well, and I could wave a magic wand and all the things that have been problems that have caused issues with with individuals, with children and children's children. All of that be fixed. But the fact is that that's not going to happen magically.
That's good.
It's going to be over the long haul. It's going to be a process. And what we're saying to you is sometimes you let these little things become, the sticking points in your marriage because you only are living in that moment. And in
that moment and in that emotion. Yeah. We get caught there in those. But, man, what Eric's saying is so true. Although we're looking at the long haul, that is determined by my everyday action and my everyday decision. So as small as it may seem, my reaction, my response, how I deal with this conflict today, how I learn to manage this obstacle today, it does matter for the long haul. Yeah. And so every one of those
decisions. You have to always look at it that way.
Every time, because every decision we make is that important. It affects generations to come.
Yeah, strong marriages don't happen overnight, right?
I wish they did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. But it comes through the partnership and the love. Look, it takes years of commitment.
Yeah, and determination.
To build a family, right?
That's so true.
And we just encourage you today that you may feel like, what's the use? Or I don't know if I want to keep on, or he just aggravates me, or she just drives me crazy. I felt that way before. There are times where you just feel like the person that you love is,
I guess that was me. I'm the only wife you ever had. So.
Yeah. Yep. But again, you can get caught in those places, and what we're saying is you get stuck there.
Yep. And, I think we just kind of take it as, all right, this is just our relationship.
It's just the way it is.
We just aggravate each other like this. We just get on each other's nerves sometime, and then we just kind of settle in that place.
Comes our MO.
Yeah, it's the way we operate all the time, and we just go from one issue expecting another one.
Yep.
Never managing or never working through them.
But again, if you have that sense of, hey, over the long haul, again, you may not be 36 years in, you might be 55 years in. I don't know.
That's right. Or you might be 5 days in.
But it's still an intentional, and there's that word.
Every day.
It's an intentional act of tenacity, of stick-to-itiveness.
Yep. Just the determination.
We're gonna work this thing, and we're gonna grow together. It's gonna be stronger. Our children and our children's children and our children's children's children.
The ones we'll never see or know.
Yeah,
all the way to
something now that is happening in our life. We know that we're committed to that because for them,
that's right.
It's something that we're holding on to. As followers of Christ, we're called not to live just for the moment anyway.
It's so true.
Now we seize every moment, but we're not framed in every moment. We're not frozen in every moment. That we realize that even though we have this moment, there's something greater that is working in us.
The best, we always say it this way, the best is always in front of us. So, man, that's what we want you to hold on to today, all right? I don't know what kind of day it's been, what kind of week it's been, but we want you to know the best is in front of you. You can make it through these moments. Man,
You're going to make it.
Just get determined, all right? Maybe you just need to look at your spouse and say, look, you're stuck with me. I'm here.
Good.
I'm determined.
I'm glad.
We're going to make it.
Hey,
you glad about it?
Encourage each other. And get home today if you're at work, or maybe when she comes home or he comes home, just look at him and say, hey, we're gonna get through this.
That's right.
I'm committed to you.
Yes.
Make yourself small, kind of lose yourself there and say, hey, I'm committed to you. I love you.
That can bring a refreshing in any marriage. Yeah, just to know that your spouse is committed to you.
Yeah, people you work with, share this with them. Share it with them. Send them to HomeMatters.
That's right.
Tell them, say, go listen to this, or again, if you would share it. We ask that not so we can get more views, but because we believe what we're saying as the gospel.
That's right.
That God makes a way for your life. You can make it.
That's right.
So share that for us.
We've enjoyed being with you today.
Always.
I enjoyed being with you today.
Always. Hey, we bless you. Till next time. We love you. See you then.